Well, something has sparked beyond the legal community. It's actually sparked in the halls of Congress, and maybe you can share a story or two, Ali, and that is that the House of Representatives is now prohibiting sexual relationships between lawmakers and their staff. Share to the degree you're comfortable, you witnessed harassment and experienced it yourself in the halls of Congress.
When I told my story in October when the Me Too movement was taking off, one of the positive things about it was that members of Congress started sharing their own experiences with this as well, and this bill that you're mentioning was introduced as a result of that. And it makes a lot of important changes to the way Congress handles internally their own complaints, which as a workplace they had their own rules that were different from most places and that made it very difficult for people who've experienced harassment to come forward and to obtain relief when they do.
Tell us a little bit about the Purple Campaign. I know that Purple Campaign, its mission is to end systemic sexual harassment in the workplace. We've been covering sexual harassment on this program for 20 years. Sometimes I wonder how much progress we've made.
Well, that's what the Purple Campaign is hoping to do, and we are trying to take this moment that obviously has raised a lot of awareness about the issue and has shown that there's a huge cultural shift that's happened, but to make sure that that's turning into long-term change by pushing for change in the workplace and also in Congress and in state legislatures to make sure the top-down policy change will last into the future.
And what would you say is your biggest challenge as you embark upon this?
I think that there is a really ingrained culture of silence that still exists, even though a lot of women have started telling their stories. Within the workplace, retaliation is still extremely common, and there's a huge deterrent to speaking up. And I think that making sure that cultures are changed from the top down by promoting more women into leadership, for example, those are the kinds of changes that are going to be needed to root this problem out in the long term. And they're longer term and more difficult changes to make, I think, in corporate America in particular.
Alexandra Coll Steele, Ali Steele, joining us from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for joining us, Ali. You have a good evening. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right.